an in-home, if you like, with some coax, which is this big drum of 100 meters of coaxial aerial cable. And the whole idea of this technology, moca, multimedia over coax, is that if you have multiple coaxial connections in your home, for example, my house here has a feeder amplifier in the roof, and there is a coaxial aerial socket in every room in my house. Now, not everybody has that, but if you happen to have 2, maybe 3, if you're lucky, then all those points can be used as Ethernet access points very, very easily with a very simple plug and play technology. Much better than Wi-Fi, equally as good as running a Cat5, Cat6 cable, but without doing anything other than plugging it in. Now, it's very, very big, this technology, in the United States. It's very, very big in Europe, because a lot of homes, in fact, most homes have coax everywhere. But however, we do inadvertently have a lot of coax, but people sometimes don't realize it, because this technology can also work over your existing satellite cables as well. So if you have an LMB on your dish with 4 or sometimes 6, 8 outputs going to different multi-rooms, then that can also be used as an Ethernet transmission line system, just the same as your aerial coax, which I'll explain in a minute. So basically, the boxes come very simple, 2 connectors, which you can see here and here. And to connect this in my home, so basically, let's just say I want to come from the nearest room with a cable modem, which happens to be the stud in here, but it does have an aerial socket actually. But I can take the aerial out of the back of the TV. I can plug it into here. I can take a lead from the feed through of this box back to the TV. So I've then in effect reconnected the TV aerial. So now this box is hooked to the entire coaxial system in my house by simply taking the lead out the back of the TV, pushing it into here, putting a new aerial lead back on here, back into the TV. And then this box will start to communicate so over all of the coax. And then you just take another one and you do the same. So basically, if you have a TV in the bedroom, you just take the aerial lead out into here, back into the TV. You then have RJ45 connection to your TV, to your modem, your computer, wherever you want. And same wherever you have them. You can have up to 10 access points in the home, and they're all interoperable, so you can communicate through all of them as if they were invisible. And they come in different formats. You can get Wi-Fi extenders. This could be a Wi-Fi extender. So you would use the basic one from your cable modem, put your modem in here, off it goes up through the coax around the house, and then you could put one of these as a Wi-Fi extender into another room, or you could just have it with no Wi-Fi and plug straight into it. Plugging straight into this into another room is the equivalent of plugging into your router. It's just the same, plug and play, not like Wi-Fi plug and play. So basically, I've got this running here. What I've got is 2 moca dongles here. These are the research boards I had quite a few years ago, so I thought it looks a bit more impressive with some boards, if you can see it working. So what I've got here is the one side of this coax, one of the 100 meters of coax, going into the dongle here, just plugs in, power supply, Ethernet cable to my cable modem. So this is the start of the transmission line, if you like. And then the other side of the 100-meter cable is here. And it just plugs into the second dongle, which is in a different room for all intents and purposes. This Ethernet, this RJ45 cable is plugged into my PC, my desktop, which is under the desk here. So I've got one end of the barn going in here, over 100 meters of coax, 100 plus feet there, and then back out and into my PC. So now these are 100 base T boards. These are the older boards. There is a 2.5 version of this, which will do 1.2 gigahertz full duplex. So you can get these with gigabit capability full duplex as well. So I'll just do a quick test now. So over 100 meters, 300 plus feet of this coax. This is what I'm seeing. You can hopefully see it. I'll read out the numbers if you can't see it. It's ramping up now. This is the download screen now.
Keith, we keep losing the sound. I think it must be when you're not facing towards the microphone.
Oh, okay. It's on my laptop on 4 boxes of wine. That's it. Okay. Can you see the screen here? Just wave your hands if you can see it. Hope you can hear that. So I've got 121 megabits down and 194 megabits up. And the reason it's higher is that the firmware in one of these boards isn't the same as the other board, because you can get capability of 200 meg down and 200 up on this basic board. But as you can see, 121, this is to any room in the house. That's absolutely your worst case. And 194 upload. Plug and play, just put it in and it simply works. So you can plug then a Wi-Fi extender into here. I've used, just you may have done this, but I've used a power line dongle as just as a Wi-Fi access point. You can plug into them straight into them from the router, and then get the ultimate Wi-Fi, and they work really, really well. And as you know, power line dongles are quite cheap, so I'm not using them as a power line dongle per se over the mains. I'm just using them as a Wi-Fi access point, and you could take one of those and plug this into it, and you have the Wi-Fi in that room as well, if you didn't have a moca Wi-Fi unit. So this is how it works. The next thing is this little gadget here, and you can find the patent for this. I wrote the patent for this on Google, if you put my name in somewhere. So if you want to use the satellite cable, so a lot of people, if you look at the LMBs on the houses, if you can see multiple cables coming off of that, it's highly likely they're in 2 or 3 rooms. And what you can do is you can just take the wires off the LMB, put them onto one side of this device, so onto this side, put some little jumpers back, put it back onto the LMB. You can just have it waterproof, etc. And what this does, this in effect allows the coaxial cables to be totally transparent to each other, any port to any port, so any cable to any cable, but lets the dissect switching signal from each set-top box bypass up to the LMB, so that they get all the channels vertical and horizontal. So it's a passive device, but then all you do is use some splitters in the home, take the back of the cable off the back of each set-top box, pop a splitter in, connect this up just the same as you've done an aerial lead in the thing, and you can utilize the internal satellite cable as well for gigabit transmission all over the house. So that's how this cable works. I'm not going to go into the realms of how the modulation scheme works, and that we can do that offline sometime if people want to know more about it. But internally, just to give you a little background, moca, the actual transmission over the coax, you can actually do the transmission over the coax with a power line dongle. It uses the same modulation scheme, OFDM it's called, optical orthogonal frequency demodulate. I can't pronounce it. Anyway, it'll come back to me. But it uses the same modulation scheme, but moca's got some really, really clever software, and it does a lot of other bits and pieces that allow the dongles to interact between each other, making an entire network transparent. So it's more expensive, but it's very convenient. So if Barn or anybody's got any coax and you want to try and get, to the other side of the house and improve your in-home networking, etc., moca can be a nice option. You don't have to be a world-class RF engineer to understand it. It's very simple. So, and I have data sheets that show it all and things if anybody wants anything to look at. And also, if you wanted to consider it, just give me a shout and I'll help you with it and explain, you know, what to look for and the, you know, etc. Cable runs, splitters and things. So very easy, very plug and play, and extreme. These are very old boards, and I'm still getting 200 meg up and 120 down, and that's at the end of a massive run of cable. So that's this presentation for today.
Does that, will it work through a distribution amplifier?
Yes, the distribution amplifiers primarily are just an RF splitter, you know, so if you've got 4 outputs, 8 outputs, it's just an RF splitter with some port-to-port isolation, but this has huge dynamic range, so it bypasses, so it just goes through the splitters. Yeah, I mean, I've got an 8-way distribution amplifier and it works perfect, room to room, no problem at all. Yep.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, it's George. I'm not going to stay with you this afternoon. Can you all hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Hi, I'm not going to stay with you this afternoon, but I just want to introduce Sarah. Sarah's a new volunteer trainer and that's on her first week.
Just
so
hang on a sec, George. We're recording, so I want to stop the recording.
no problem. Apologies.
Right. Okay.
So I just want to say Sarah's happy to join in this afternoon for a little while, if that's okay with you. I've just sent the link, if that's possible. If you could let her in. And then, yeah, see you all soon. I hope you're all right. And hi to everyone, especially down in Norfolk and around the world. Hello. Hi, Chris. And I'll catch you all soon. Okay.
Okay.
Take care.